We are in your global village today, and if you've not been with us before, let me just give you a short introduction. We are a transitional metaverse for entrepreneurs. It is a community of business people who collaborate and create opportunities for each other. They support each other in their businesses, and they also are learning about Web3 technologies and implementing it to really enhance business. And most importantly, or more importantly, or maybe just importantly, we are also a community who really value and think it's important to add to the world and to make a difference and to create an impact. And that is why everything that happens in the village is linked to improving the quality of life of somebody else in the world. So if you've not seen us before or joined us before, let me take you on a very quick tour of the village. Take a look. This is our village. The village is designed like any good village should be, around a common area, a park in the center. And along the sides, we have all our village houses. And there are 20 of these houses, 16 of which belong to different entrepreneurs. And they operate from those village houses, those merchant houses, and each of these are custom made for them to really reflect their branding and what they're all about. So this is going to give you a bird's eye view, our drone view, so you can see what the village looks like. So let us come back to where we were before. So we are in front of our village theater, and that is also where our community house is. Why we want you to be there, I'll explain to you in a second, but let me show you on the map where you are. So this is what we've seen before, and this is exactly where we are now. We are standing in front of our village theater and community house. We are here today to celebrate new beginnings and to welcome residents into brand new, freshly designed merchant houses. But first, we have to pick up something very special and very important. That's why we are here at the Village Theatre. And what we're picking up is there. You'll see it through the window. So let me show you what that is. It is our ceremonial golden scissors with which to cut the ribbons today. So we cannot leave without having those in hand. So Moira, if you're ready,
yes,
can you please pick them up? Have you got them?
Yes, I do have. I've got them.
Good.
Yes.
All right. So,
yes.
Okay. Golden scissors, no least.
Well, yeah,
good.
Golden.
Let me show you where we are heading. So we are here at the Village Theatre, and we are heading down to house number 18. Here we go. And if you're ready, here we are. We are in front of Janetta's merchant house. Janetta, where are you? You ready?
Scissors.
Scissors. Ceremonial
scissors.
golden
Yes.
scissors. Please
Absolutely.
hand them over. Okay,
Handed
good.
them over.
Okay, good. Right, Janetta, are you ready? On the count of 3. Full sound effects. 1, 2, 3. Very nice sound there. There we go. Yay, the ribbon is down. So Janetta is in house number 18. And Janetta, are you ready to open your house with this key?
I am, yes.
Good.
Very much.
Before we go in, again, let me just tell you a little bit about Janetta. Janetta has been shaped by a cruel twist of fate when she lost her daughter to suicide at the age of 16. Now, as Janetta sifted through these shards of that experience, she emerged with a very deep understanding of emotions, mental health, and communication. And she has been using that understanding through her signature method to help people on a personal level to just regain their balance and to improve their mental well-being. She is now applying those same techniques to the business environment to help people navigate the choppy waters that come with entrepreneurship and effective business communication. Now, if you've been in business, you know that you've got many highs, many lows, and everything in between. So she is going to be using her skills to really help everybody to even that out. Now, Janetta grew up in Kenya in a family who was very much involved in the arts. The moment she is back in Kenya, after some time away, and I must say she is living an absolutely idyllic lifestyle. The views that she has from her bedroom window is just, it should be a picture. So she is very happy where she is now in the Rift Valley in Kenya. Now, while most of us focus on impact as a result of what we do in our business, Janetta has actually taken it one step further, and she has made her impact an integral part of what she does. She relentlessly is pursuing opportunities to use the arts and expression to normalize conversations around depression and mental health. And her impact project is called World Jenny's Day. Now, mental health is something that needs respect and careful treading. It is a delicate matter, and while compromised emotions can be difficult to work through, it's worthwhile to remember it is exactly in that complexity that through understanding we find richness that leads to a sense of breakthrough and elation and freedom. The insights that come from those depths is exactly what gives us those highs. So as with yin and yang, inside the darkness lies the light, and also inside the light lies the darkness. This is all part of Janetta's legacy that she's building, that understanding that she brings to the world, and also her brand story. So keep all of this in mind as you see the design. Now, Janetta, are you ready? How do you feel?
Oh, I'm just so excited. I'm so looking forward to seeing this.
Good, good, good. I know you've been waiting for this for a while. So let's do this. Okay. On the count of 3, please unlock the door. And I please want again full sound effects. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Whoosh. And here we are inside the merchant house of the Epiphany process. What I'd like to draw your attention to is first thing that you'll see is this curved section. It really takes center stage as such in this room. It is a deep, rich mixture of midnight blue and gray to show the richness that lies within. The brand mark of the Epiphany process is this image that you see there. It is an image of a person that just has this moment of pure elation after having conquered something significant. That person can now breathe deeply and let go of what doesn't serve that person anymore. That freedom expands beyond the individual into the wider world. And that is why we have extended that image with dots that are actually crystals that extend around the curve and to the back wall as a dispersion of light, to really just showcase that if you get that sense of freedom, it really ripples into the rest of the world. And then, of course, we have the light fixtures, which are dandelion seed pods, because it also picks up on that sense and that theme of freedom. Just think about it. Warm sun, gently blowing on a dandelion pod and seeing those seeds drift away. That brings happiness, that brings joy, that brings the sense of elation and freedom. It reminds you of happy days as a child running around on the grass barefoot, and that brings that sense back again. Now, if you look at the flooring, the wooden floors and the furniture are wood, and that connects us to Kenya and nature, because that is very much part of who she is as well. And then just one last thing to notice from this view is that the room has been divided by arched sections. These reflect a rainbow. And a rainbow is also a symbol of freedom, joy, and happiness. Plus, a rainbow has a very specific, very special meaning to Janetta that she can tell you about herself. So we brought all of those in. Now, let's take a look at what happens on the side. So discussing challenges where emotions can play a role is something that one would want to have a safe space to do in. That is why this area is really in a very neutral, non-demanding palette that makes you feel as if you're enclosed. And we imagine that you can be doing group work here, Janetta. And then, of course, you also have the view of the park, but we've blocked the sides to give you privacy as you do your sessions here. And on the table, we have a display of Janetta's product suite, but we'll return to that a bit later. For now, all I want to just point out is that the table is in this format. And if you want to use your imagination, it is the horns of an antelope. Going back to the whole idea of this is Kenya and nature. Now, this room is firmly anchored by a back wall that really brings that yin yang back again. Remember, in the dark, there is the light. In the light, there is the dark. So let's take a look at this. As I said in yin and yang, we have dark with a light. It anchors the light room. And this back wall really is also something else. We continue the dispersion of the light from our curve, but it's also home to a very special continuous art installation. It's a collection of butterflies. Now, apart from also being part of that theme of freedom, happiness, and joy, butterflies also have got a very special meaning to Janetta, and specifically her connection to her daughter. We don't just have one butterfly here, but we have a whole, I don't know what you call a herd, a collection. I don't know what you call butterflies, a bunch of them.
A float.
there you go. I like that. And they all kind of lift the spirit and bring you back in balance. Now, behind our curved wall on the right-hand side is a very special place that is reserved for personal conversations. It is a little sanctuary that provides a soothing haven. And as you can see, just peek around that chair, it is on a little platform to signify that you have to step out of your daily life, remove yourself from what you currently in and what lies below to find the richness within this complexity. You have to go and step into that complexity. While the outside of the wall is dark, the inside cove is light. And if you were to step inside, this is what you will see. It is plush, it is soft, it is connected to nature, and you are completely surrounded by butterflies. This is a place to discover the gems within. Now, if you go and stand on the other side, this is what you'll see. And Janetta, this space can also be converted into a filming studio. It has great acoustics, and the camera is just hidden the top there, so you can use that for that as well. So let's step outside of this little sanctuary again. And let's turn to the right of the room, because over there we have a gallery that is dedicated to World Jenny's Day. As I mentioned before, Janetta's impact project is so much part of her business that it absolutely have to be part of the design. You can't separate it out. And we created a specific dedicated space for that. The dispersed light continues on this side. Again, we have the dark wall with the light walls to bring that yin-yang idea in there. And the dispersed light really permeates everything in this business. And the gallery is divided into 3 sections, each dedicated to a different expression of World Jenny's Day. So the first area there is a set of photos of her inside production that Janetta hopes to franchise to raise awareness to mental health. The middle section is where we showcase photos from her recent cycle safari that was a fundraiser for World Jenny's Day. And then at the front, you can't see it so well, but if you look around the corner, that's where you'll see photos of her 24-hour World Jenny's Day global celebration that she has now run for 2 years in a row. And Janetta, this is also where I imagine you'll sit and work on your plans, your programs, your fundraisers. And, you know, everybody's going to be part of World Jenny's Day will come and visit you there and work with you there. So let us return where we came in earlier to that table, to the other side, and step closer to take a look at that display of her products. That is her product suite. Now, Janetta has got an entire suite of products that surround this whole process called the Epiphany process. And as we take a closer look, I want you just to notice as well that these product images aren't uniform in color. They're really pops of color because it needs to signify that we all have different challenges and that there is a different light and a color at the end of the tunnel for everybody. And that is what Janetta brings. So Janetta, it gives me great pleasure to ask you to step to the front and to tell everybody about the 5 products in your suite.
Well, thank you, Annalise. So what we have done is we've put together a suite of happenings that will assist those of you in the entrepreneurial or top managerial area where you find that you come in and so often the way we treat and react and make decisions can come from knee-jerk reactions that we're not even realizing we're making, especially under pressure. And so is your past draining your business is a very important part, because the way you communicate with your team, your partners, your colleagues, your clients cannot be effective, and you're finding you're not getting the results that you want. And that often happens because we're human beings. It's not that we're necessarily bad managers, but we're human beings. So the first one is a free offer to be able to understand and pinpoint where and why challenges are happening within your business place. Now, this one, the business communication audit, puts you into an area to delve into your business and see how your emotional cues could be derailing your efforts. And it leaves you with at least one actionable solution on how to set yourself up for better business outcomes. So we come in and see where those emotional cues are holding you up. So that's what you do. You do that one-on-one with me. And then the third one is being able to expand your entrepreneurial gas tank, because as an entrepreneur, it's so easy to become drained as you're trying to be everything to everybody and everything to your business and everything in your personal life. And so what we do is we bring in a workshop on the third stage on why do you feel a high at a conference? What is it that's not working? What's the missing? And then you find you go away from a conference that's supposed to motivate you and you just seem to fall flat once you get home. And there's a reason for that, and we pinpoint it. So you learn how to manage your emotions and use them as fuel instead of being a drain. And the entrepreneurial gas tank will help you to stay positive as a leader by dealing with the negative in a positive way. And then the fourth part of the suite we have together is business partnerships that work. And it's being able to understand what it means to communicate for business growth. And you learn how to effectively deal with conflict and what makes partnerships work. And this is a wonderful opportunity to take the process, which is a different process. Learning this process is a very different set of questions that you are not used to asking yourself. So once you start using them, it's a skill, and skill requires practice. And this particular part of the suite enables you over 4 weeks to work personally with me, with homework, with business partners, with client partners, colleague partnership. And it's a bit like, you know how, I don't know any of you, if you've watched the film Sliding Doors, and it's about 2 stories. And that's what we do. We actually have a half perception of a story or half reality, and the other half gets blocked. And with this, you're able to take the 2 stories and see what is actually happening. And then the last part, from business partnerships that work, we go into the Epiphany process for business. And this allows you to find out how you will be able to fix your business, the areas that are feeling broken and need fixing, and how your emotions can help or hamper this, and how the process will fix that. So it's an extra one-to-one session to uncover that hidden film, that hidden story even further, so that there's no doubt as to where it is that you are moving forward to and how you're going to do it.
Thank you so much, Janetta. Wow. Really, really important things that she is covering. And I think it's a very unusual way of approaching business communication, is just really delving down into why we do what we do. So this merchant house of Janetta is a place for reflection, but it's not just a place to reflect. It's also a place where you find the promise that you'll be able to get to that place of joy and freedom. This is the merchant house of the Epiphany process. So welcome, welcome, Janetta. I know you're going to be happy here. I know you're going to be doing great things here. And with that, of course, champagne comes out again, second bottle. So help yourself to a glass there. And, you know, might want to have something to nibble on. So some lovely canapes there. I believe those grapes are exceptionally good. We got them fresh from the farmer this morning. So help yourself to that. And I would like to ask, Woon, would you like to propose a toast to Janetta? And I know you smiled because of one of those products is something you requested specifically. So Woon, please step up and propose a toast for us.
Yep. So
yes,
it's such a pleasure to be here to see this new space being created, and it's such an inspiring space that I'm sure everyone who shows up here would be inspired. Everyone could use a bit of entrepreneurial gas tank. I think we can all have a bigger gas tank. I think that's something that we all look forward to. So welcome, Janetta, and I wish you all the best with this new space and everyone who is here today. Cheers!
Cheers! Yay! Welcome, Janetta. Thank you, Woon. Woon has known Janetta for quite a while, and he was instrumental to a lot of the things that she has now talked about today. So really happy that you could do the toast. So everybody, that is actually the end of our tour today. And once again, congratulations to Janetta. Fabulous to have you with us. So just as an information piece for everybody, if you would like to see the full walkthroughs, which means, you know, it's a video that's going to take you through it and you can immerse yourself in it, we will be posting on the website. And then, of course, Janetta will receive as well. And in case you're wondering, as I said, we are a transitional metaverse. This is where we start with the spaces. But as we speak, we are actually already building out part of our village in the metaverse. So our village cafe and bookstore will be open to invite guests into very shortly. So we look forward to that. But in the meantime, I invite you to go and sit on one of those benches and just take it all in, have a chat. And I really want to thank you for coming today. But I think before we go, Moira, shall we take a quick picture? I'm going to stop share so that everybody can be on full screen. And then, as you know, for photos being taken on Zoom, you got to hold it, okay? So now's the time to fluff the hair and pinch the cheeks and get your angle right. And then Where is Mandy? Mandy, you ready? Okay. Are you
Where's
ready with
Mandy?
the button? Do you want us to pose? Yes? Okay. 1, 2, 3, and smile.